Welcome, Aries, Taurus. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. There's some kind of light bulb that went off inside your mind, right? You're making some kind of breakthrough over here. Having this Ace of Swords is like you cut through this boundary over here, and you're having some kind of mental clarity that's coming to you, whether it's already happened now or it's getting ready to happen. This is actually going to cause a lot of growth within the situation that you're dealing with, my friends. So whatever conflict you may have been having, you're now going to figure it out. It's going to bring in some kind of new idea, though, too, that you're going to be a little curious about the possibilities. Having the Page of Cups with the Nine of Cups upside down with the Two of Wands, it's definitely showing that you have definitely some kind of new idea with a lot of possibilities going on to get to your Nine of Cups, to find that inner joy and what it is you really are seeking. And you're definitely looking out for that progress. Whatever this is that's going on, you're going to see the progress that you are looking for. And you're definitely going to travel in that direction towards it. I'm definitely see you saying, hey, you know what? This is the way it needs to be. So there is definitely some kind of discovery that's going on that's going to leave you with some kind of decision that you're going to have to make. Having the Temperance, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse, it's like you're letting go. You're not holding on as tight to whatever it was that you were holding on to before. If you're looking for some kind of financial security or whatever it is for your family, you're definitely figuring out this long-term success. If I do this, this is actually going to work. Definitely finding that this is this is kind of simple. Yeah, I want to say simple. It's actually more simple than what you were trying to do before. It's also more sensible that I do it this way. And this is definitely going to allow you to find the purpose and the meaning that you were looking for with this aha moment. I do feel like it was a little more simple. I think that some of you are actually taking the hard way, taking the hard road, when you just kind of have this idea of, you know what, if I just don't do that, then this will come. So kind of offering yourself your own, you are your own Page of Cups in a lot of ways. And some of you might have this person that's coming with this idea that actually opens this up to give you this idea. But for a lot of you, I believe it's your own curiosity, your own possibility that you're giving to yourself. It's kind of like this fish pops out of this cup and says, hey, you know, it's like your own mind, right? As that light bulb goes off, hey, what if you do it this way? And you're like, what if I do it that way? Your own intuition kind of knocking at your door. Okay, let's see what's going on, because that is intuitive messages. So I definitely think it's your own self. May have even had a dream or something that happened, right, that caught your attention, or something. Maybe it could have even been on TV, on YouTube, on something that caught your attention and said, what if I did do it that way? Okay, so this is definitely talking about starting this new completion. This is actually going to bring you the fulfillment and attainment. Some of you, we actually might have to be traveling. We have two cards of travel here. So whether it's traveling on this new road or traveling towards this new direction, or actually getting out there to travel. Yeah, it was kind of restricting you. Kind of seeing your own restrictions over here of your own mind. I think you were kind of keeping yourself down. It could have been that you just continued to keep doing the same thing over and over again and then looking for a different result for some of you. But this is kind of like leaving behind that idea that you've had attached to yourself and that restricted your intuition in its own way, kind of blocking you from your intuition, because we do have another card of intuition. So I do believe that this is no longer restricting your intuition. You're actually listening more, which is going to bring you into a more emotional, comfortable zone over here. Really being able to look deep into that cup to say, you know what, this is where I need to be. So definitely seeing that. It's going to give you a sudden change, that's for sure. And if you're dealing with another person, definitely going to have a tower moment over here. This tower more seems like a sudden insight and a sudden awakening, because it's that sudden light bulb with the Ace of Swords over here. So it's definitely more of a sudden change for the sudden awareness, like, aha. So I do see you becoming the leader over here and really getting your prosperity. But this is where you're also going to become very disciplined in this area, because as soon as you understand what it is that you need to get to wherever it is you're going, my friends, whatever is concerning you, this is definitely where you're going to find more self-confidence. Some may even say you're a little selfish about the situation. Look, I have 2 cards of selfish and greedy over here. So somebody may be thinking you're taking the selfish way out. They may think you're being greedy. However it is, right? Maybe they feel like you're in self-protection mode. You could be. But there's also some jealousy over here too. But I think more than anything, it's just because, you know what, you found what it is you're looking for. And this is really going to come to light. And this is really going to push your limits. Oh my gosh, is that going to push your limits to the full? This is definitely going to give you that new possibility. So it's like the possibility I was looking for comes. I'm going to trust in this situation. You might even be taking the blind faith, getting out there, actually traveling, actually moving. And where other people might think you're being a little foolish about the situation, but you're like, nope, I'm more optimistic now than I have been in a while. This is where you're going to give and receive to yourself, and definitely more to yourself, because it's more like I gave myself this idea, right, by using my intuition. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it and jump like the fool. And you could even be sharing some of the information with someone, and maybe that's why they do feel like you're being a little selfish. Even though you're like, wait, but I just gave you a great idea. Huh. You know, maybe you had a great idea of how to save money or something, and they're like, wait a minute. But if you did that, wouldn't that be a little selfish? However it is. But this is definitely talking about clarity once again as well with the 6 of Pentacles. What you put in, you get out. So you can also kind of see it as law and attraction card as well. So on the Fool, you are getting the Ace of Cups with the love, new feelings of how you're moving. And this is actually going to get you really moving with and being productive. This, whatever this idea is, you guys will know exactly what it is. I'm telling you, a lot of it is how to save money. Could be getting out of a bad situation with someone, a bad job, something like this. However it is, everybody's story is going to be a little bit different, but this is definitely you taking on extra responsibilities that you can actually feel like you're getting something productive out of it and being efficient at it. So, and this is something you really need, right? This is something I really want because I've been pondering about this for a while. And yeah, some of you are going to be in a challenge mode, or you felt like you were defeated. You felt like you were in a challenge. And I think that for some of you, you do have this person around you who has been kind of challenging you about the situation. And maybe that's where, this jealousy is kind of coming through. But definitely having the Wheel of Fortune over here, this is a great time to have this turning point within your life. You're definitely going to have this huge turnaround that you're going to, I think you're going to actually, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. Even if it, whether it's straight in your face or if it's just, aha, and not in your face, you're definitely going to see it within your mind no matter what. As the cup is the mind, seeing it within the creativity. Okay. And then some of you might just see it straight up and, like I seen it and then I see it. Like there it is. Right? Like I said, it could have been something that you seen on YouTube or something like that. Yeah, but this is definitely bringing you new vitality. You have the Ace of Wands over here. This is something that's going to make you want to jump. And yeah, refusing to see, I do feel like you have someone around you who is refusing to see what you're seeing. So I do feel like they're kind of think that you are kind of foolish for doing something because they're not seeing it your way. But you're saying, nope, I'm going to plant my seeds here because this is the way to go. And you know it's right. You know it's right. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So, and then you have the Wheel of Fortune again with the flow. So don't tell me. It's like, don't tell me, that what I'm seeing is not a good thing or it's an illusion or it's bad. I have 2 Wheel of Fortunes, right? And all these intuition cards. So definitely feeling like, yeah, whatever you're doing, you're going to definitely be making something new, feeling abundant about the situation, taking things into your hands and your control. This is all about you being in control of this situation, because that's where you know you need to be. And this is going to put you into emperor mode over here. This is where you know you can take the lead within this situation and really get things done for yourself where you felt stuck before. Okay, so very beautiful. Let's see what activation cards we have over here with portal activators. Very beautiful. You have dun dun dun. The Akashic Stargate, aligned with the purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. Well, you can't be, really. So it's saying even if you don't do it exactly maybe the way that you see it in the dream or in your mind's eye, it doesn't matter as long as you're going after this situation, right? You're on the right path. And you know it, right? So somebody else may be at a crossroads and not see what you're seeing. That doesn't mean that you just stay home, and say, oh, geez, I guess you're right. Because if you do that, I just feel like for some of you, you've been doing that a lot. Maybe they've been telling you, nope, that's not a good idea. Nope. And then you never do anything, right? It's like, I am never doing anything because you always tell me this is the wrong area. If I keep doing that, I'm not accomplishing nothing. I'm always in a challenge mode. Okay, so let's see. If somebody has refusing to see your idea, learn to keep your heart open and soft through the trials of life. So you could have been going through some kind of trial as you were, trying to get to this situation. Don't be afraid to slow down, as this is when you can make real inner changes. There you go. And that's what it's saying. Don't slow down. You have the Wheel of Fortune. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Just because somebody else has a refusal to see exactly where you're moving, maybe they're afraid to move. Maybe they're afraid of change. Maybe they're afraid you're going to get hurt. Maybe, there is some jealousy. Maybe they know you're going to do something awesome. Devote yourself to discovering the highest truths. You already know the truth. You see it within your intuition. Okay, so those are just all cards to actually just say, you know what, you're on the right path, my friends. This aha moment that you have, you are ready to rock and roll and step right into that, right? So go ahead, and at the bottom of the deck, you have open up. So you know where you're going, okay? And it's time. Until next time, my friends, peace and love. Bye-bye.